All right, folks. See that? Who God bless, no man curse. Who God curse, no man bless. Let me give you this because this is highly, highly important for you to have. And as long as you respect these guidelines, the universe will come to your aid. But these is called universal laws. And as long as you stay within these guidelines, you'll pretty much be all right. These are the same things that will make you excel or can sink you. But looks as if Father's going to cut y'all loose. And y'all really, so this is very important because you're going to be held accountable for your actions after this, all right? I am who I am. No need to further explain that. It's not always a bad thing when you see me. But for most, that means the dude walking around with a key, that's not a good picture. All right. Now, you have to understand each entity is to its own. You can find a place that has multiple trespasses. You can have a trespass against Father. You can have a trespass against Jesus. You can have a trespass against me. You can have a trespass against a creation, multiple creations. But just know, correcting something with Father does not correct the situation between all entities and creation. You have just corrected that situation with Father. Each entity is to its own. So don't believe just keep it Gucci with Father and can't nothing happen to you. That is incorrect. He is over things, but he does take into consideration not just himself now. So don't get yourself caught up in that. Don't be a bully out there. Because don't care how bad something thinks it is. There is something better than you. So be mindful of that. Not because you can do something, does that make that something right? Because something will do something to you eventually, because that's just the nature of that. So don't get yourself involved with that. You know. All right, this next one is evil. It's not a good thing to deal with, man. If you do evil, you must only expect that to come back to you. Whatever you put out there is what will come back to you. All right. Wherever you go throughout the next one, respectful of habitats. Wherever you go throughout the universe, whether you go someplace that has a creation there or not, or even if it seems as if there is nothing there, because it damn well possibly is, be respectful of the habitat, any habitat you come across, that you do not alter it or damage it, because you can't go around the place trashing other people's places and just walking the hell off. That will cause you a problem. You're going against universal law on that accord. So be respectful of the habitat. If you came and seen it trashy, then that's what you came and seen, but don't means to go trash it anymore, or that it's okay. However you found a place, it is always best to try to leave it in the same condition in which you got it as, or as while you're passing through there, okay? Now, here's the next one. Good, evil, none. Father left you with the choice. You could choose to do good. You could choose to do evil. Evil, you see where that will lead you. Right, straight to hell. Do good. And if you choose to not even do good, you better off doing none than, to be honest. Because evil is not an option that is going to allow you to remain in existence. There's nothing new under the sun. But he gives you the choice to either excel or to sink yourself and be your own destruction as one and all. The choice is always yours to make. All right. The next one is called accountable for actions. You to know whatever you do, you fly up out of here or whatever you're doing. From here on, you're accountable for your own actions. So you're accountable for your own destiny from this point forward. Nobody's going to come back around and feel sorry that they didn't know, they didn't get their laws, or that wasn't explained. From this moment forward, you will be held accountable for your actions. All right. Now, here's a next one. Accountable of intermining with creation, which also goes with this accountable for even one. So when you're out there, there's a lot more creations out there. How you interact with them, you are responsible for that. So here's the law on this now. If you found your way there and you interact with a creation, right? It doesn't matter if the whole planet came. If even one human species shows up and starts to interact with another creation, because you're a human species, you have just not only represented yourself, but your whole planet as well. So even if only that one burnt a bridge with that creation over there, by universal law, because he was representative of human species, and say this one or few just disrespected that creation, you have crossed universal lines, boundaries. You have just opened the door for them to come down here and bash your head out now at this point in time, because you interacted with them. You are even one. It doesn't matter. That's why it didn't make sense. It makes sense. What has been given to one has been given to all. So if your government is out there interacting with things, and because they feel they're interacting and the public doesn't know, it does not matter. You are all responsible for their actions. You will be held accountable. The best thing I could say on that, y'all are a very young civilization. You see things, they're not supposed to come down here. But if you cross the line to get in touch and interact with them, you will now be held accountable for those actions. If you find something drop down here, even if they offer you technology, this and that, just know when you take that, you accept that. Now you have accepted for also all of their kind to come here. Best thing you could say, hey, buddy, I don't know how you just dropped out that sky, but you need to call somebody to come pick you up and go, man, because we don't play like that, man. This is where we at. We're good. Wherever you need to find your place back where you at, man. Because if you accept them, you not only accept one, you accept all of that creature's kind to come behind that. And whether their intentions is good or bad, it doesn't matter. He might have that one might have good intention. The whole rest of his kind possibly might not. And by universal law, at that time, they are right, and nobody will come to your aid. All right. It's not that bad. It's just a means to keep to allow things to evolve as what they needed to. You explored, you went further out, you interacted with what you felt comfortable, but you made that interaction because you had the means and technology to get there at that time. So we figured you could probably handle yourself a little bit at that time as well too. All right. Dimensional. Be mindful of dimensional beings, because you might need to even have some kind of authority or a special interest group, a special kind of policing unit to keep an eye for that, because dimensional beings, they will come to you through means of dimensions and manipulate your planet. They will leave your planet in the dark, man. Because technically they haven't set foot over here in the physicality, so they haven't broken a universal law. So it is in that aspect they kind of undermine that to unknowing creations, that they might be able to pass that boundary and slip past it and still get the means to an end of what they was looking to do, right? All right. So the next one on this list is two have come by day, the third if shall be by night. Jesus came through birth, I came through birth. The third if shall be by night, meaning to say what Father is saying. He felt bad that the situation y'all was victimized, but he's cutting y'all loose. But what he is saying is before this planet resorts back into the darkness as that, you won't even see it coming. He's not going to keep on doing this. So it's really, the choice is going to be up to y'all. If y'all choose to resort back into darkness and doing dark ways, trust me, and I know how they roll, you won't even know you're gone. You will not see it coming. You won't even know that you just disappeared. All right. Next thing, evil will show. When you do wickedness, you do evil, and you put that energy out there in the universe, that is exactly what is going to show up. Don't do that. When you put that energy out there, it's only that you will get back. As a man sows, it's only that he shall surely reap. Right? The next one is don't mess a planet up. Do not leave a planet desolate, out of resources, strip it for all its wealth. Then that's called thievery. That's robbing. Nothing wrong with asking permission to get a little usage or taking a little something that you know the planet can replenish back. But you don't go there and strip a planet of its resources, because that will cause you a problem. You don't do that. So make sure you're respectful of planets, whether there's habitants there or not. That's not the point. Be respectful of that planet to itself. Govern yourselves accordingly. You need to learn a system to govern yourselves, that y'all don't find yourself back in this position. It doesn't matter next time about this or pointing finger at somebody for blame. It means nothing out there in the universe. When they are ready to cash a check, they ready to cash a check, and that's the end of that. They don't care who wrote it. So you're not going to sit there and say, these ones over here, it was this party, it was that party. They don't care to hear it, because all they know is it is the human party. And if the humans messed up, then it's the human's ass. All that finger pointing ain't going to mean a dang thing. So you need to figure out how to govern yourselves, that you get your stuff right and together, because it's you as a whole collective that is on the line. They don't say we take in part. They take the whole thing out. All right? Do not disadvantage a creation. There's multiple creations here. You do not disadvantage any one of those creations. You have disadvantaged a lot of the Anunnakis down here. They was just here ready to crack everybody dang head down here. Just remember, from the smallness came greatness. And all these creations you see out here, they might just have a little bigger creation that might have started them. So you might be able to whoop a child, but you ain't about to whoop their daddy. So the point with that, don't disadvantage a creation. Try to be respectful of all creations, whether big or small, because you do not know who holds a right to that creation. And regardless, that's just good morality. You could roll through someplace and whoop something, not knowing that that creation was originally from something way greater. They gonna come up on you, roll up on you, and do you even worse than what you did them. Have some decency and respect to even those that's greater than you. Something could have just came through here and rolled y'all all very badly. But not because you could do something does it make that something right. And you must learn that. Whatever you create, you responsible for. So if y'all want to create a trillion android, a trillion clonatic beings, a trillion whatever you create and you put out there, if it came from your hand, then you co-sign that. That is reflective of the human species. So if you want to go drop 2 million clones off somewhere to go wage a war, at the end of the day, that was 2 million humans you dropped off that waged the war. If you want to drop off 2 million androids, it came from humans. At the end of the day, that was 2 million humans you dropped off. You are accountable for whatever it is you create, their behavior, and what it is they do. They're reflective of you, of what you have brought into creation. And we will hold mankind accountable for it. And I think that's about it on your universal laws. And as long as you stay within that, the universal answer, Father, has put these in place out of a goodness, that things may allow things to evolve and grow as what they should be, that we don't have something running around the universe taking advantage of things that had not the same amount of time to evolve as yourself, because then there would be nothing here. You know, so I'm giving you the universal laws, because he gonna cut you free. So after this is it. From here on out, you're accountable for your own actions within this universe. So if you have a problem with a creation you interacted with knowingly, they're not going to come to your aid on that. You knew what the laws was. So you're gonna be held accountable for your own actions wherever you are. It's a severe game out there. But there was certain things put in place that maybe if you didn't feel like playing all aspects of the game, you didn't have to worry about some advanced civilization just coming through and smashing you either. The only thing I can say is I wish you the best. Stay in good light. There is goodness within this universe. But stay within the light of doing things right. Right answers always come to right solutions, which will always lead to right outcomes. There's no shortcuts out here. Father sees everything. And not everything Father is going to be willing to intermine a hand to help you with. There's been plenty of creations that have came and didn't make it and dropped out. And there's some that have excelled that are out there, and there have some that have even gone on to higher realms. Whatever your situation is, that good book don't lie on things. As a man's soul is only that he shall reap. I wish you all the best of luck on that. Take care, and God bless. Definitely keep Father in all your ways and things you do. And I wish y'all the best of luck. It's a wild universe out there, but Father has a lot of faith in y'all, that y'all can grow to be something great. He kind of placed y'all a little bit far out. You don't even have another planet right next to you, banging or nothing like that. He has a lot of faith in y'all. Y'all need to learn to have a lot of faith in yourselves. And stop worrying about what other people think, and start learning to think for yourselves and do what's right. Because right always going to lead you to a right place. And cutting corners is always going to leave you coming up short. Father wishes you well, because he know well is inside of y'all to do. Y'all not the worst of creations out here. But for some reason, he feels as if y'all can grow to be one of the best creations out here. He has held in longer for y'all, more so than any other creation I have ever seen. He really, he cut for y'all. But now it's time for him to cut y'all loose. So he's still there with you. But don't take his goodness for granted on things as well. There's somebody there who will fight for you when you can't fight for yourself. But that has to be right. When you wrong. And that's just the end of that story. All right? I wish y'all all the best. I don't know if I ever see y'all again after this little life cycle. But maybe I should be able to smile to know. Hopefully I made a difference, and that hopefully y'all still be out here whenever I do need be pop up into creation. I don't think y'all bad at all. I think y'all just been victimized. So with these laws, you can stop being victimized and start living and start growing and start being better. Because better can only take you to better places. And there are better places. But you got to first better yourselves and value and appreciate yourselves and one another. Don't expect the universe to do that for you, because they already do that for themselves if you haven't noticed. All right. Notice nothing came down here while all of this pretty much was going on. It's things in place. And that's how the Father's goodness. And he has shown a lot of goodness to y'all. So as I said, I wish y'all the best. Don't know if I see y'all again. Hopefully you won't. I don't think so. But Father is always with you and he sees everything. So don't worry about that. Just keep it tight with him. And even if, I'll explain a few more things, but even so, always keep him in mind, man. He knows we ain't perfect. Never expected that. Don't mean he wants somebody bowing down all the time. But before you dishonor somebody, just remember it. Before you dishonor that somebody, you dishonor your Father with that first, and then that somebody second. All right. Y'all take care, man, and God bless on all of that, man. Wish y'all all the best.